Oh, is this thing on? Boom. Nope. We are not in the parking lot. I hope everybody can hear me. We see one of the trade-offs of using the. I should have just went ahead and used Streamland, but I figure, for simplicity's sake, I'll just use this. Yes, I met Jodie Whittaker. If it weren't that obvious, I put the pictures up here on the community page and over there on the Facebook page. Now, don't be too all impressed. And like I said, it's got nothing to do with Jodie Whittaker. She was a force of nature. She was lively, but here's how it went. The con, and I'm not going to say anything bad about Galaxy Con either. I guarantee you, if they had another one and there was someone there that I was interested in seeing, yes, I would definitely go back to Galaxy Con because it was very well organized. It was very well done. They didn't run you through a cavity search, a body scanner, a behind the scrotum check, or anything like that, like they did at Cincinnati Comic Expo. There were no metal detectors. There were just people doing prop checks, people on the doors, people doing things that they do at large cons and have for years and have had no incidences. And let me reiterate once again, the incident where I think it was Jason David Frank, a guy who was out to shoot him, it was the con goers who spotted something was wrong, reported it to security. Security and the off-duty police nipped it in the bud and got this guy for he did anything stupid. There was no need for a metal detector. There was no need for a scrotum wand. There was no need for Harry Potter's wand up your rear. There was no rectal exam. There was no, it's what I mean. They didn't need it. Yet for some reason, when they did Cincinnati Comic Expo, they had us running through metal detectors. By the time it was all done, they had this lady looking like, in a police uniform, looking like a reject from a bad prison movie, included with the shouting at the line as to what to do. I'm not kidding. I felt like, and this is America, but it was awesome. But let me tell you, this is exactly what happened. The con and its infinite wisdom. Now, the photo shoot sessions, there was a morning session and an afternoon. The morning, session 1, session 2, it wasn't morning, sorry. Session 1 was scheduled from 12:50 to 1:30. And I knew the second the lineup started, there was no way in hell they were getting that many people through there in 40 seconds. Well, I don't mind. All right, whose books? I don't mind having security personnel. It's just going through a metal detector, like I'm getting on an airplane and then getting shouted at like I'm, an inmate going through processing. That means I will definitely not go to Cincinnati Comic Expo ever again. It's that simple. But GalaxyCon, like I said, it was well handled, well done. Security was everywhere. They were on the ball. All right, but let's get to it. Let's get into this, as Officer Tatum would say. As a guy I see pop up randomly. 12:50 to 1:30 was session 1, and that's what I signed up for. Sure enough, I looked at my phone a little bit later, and it wasn't until somewhere, I think, later in this past week, they had declared session 1 sold out. I think they seriously underestimated the power of the Jodie. Yeah, John Barrowman was there too, but I didn't get a chance to run over by that area. And let me see, they keep all the stars and all that on one side, and it's like we were there to shop, look around. Like I said, I was there for Jodie Whittaker. All right. So 12:50 to 1:30 is session 1. They had a line of people, not as big as Stan Lee, say, but and one look, and you knew there's no way they're getting these people through in 40 minutes. And of course, they do the infamous VIP and rush tickets, get up here. I'm sorry. I already told the wife I'm probably just going to go that route, even though it feels like I'm, peeing on the faces of everybody behind me. That's why I do not like VIP or advanced rush tickets. Plus, we had people in line who were disabled. And if I remember right, they did get them up there first. And that's the way it should be. Those are the people who should be getting treated, with respect and all that. People who are, in wheelchairs or disabled, they should be the ones going first. Me, as long as I got my cane, I was fine. Well, as long as there's VIP tickets, they know people are going to buy them because, this way, ooh, why should I have to wait in line with the commoners? Well. And okay, so 12:50 to 1:30. At 1:18, they had still not gotten to the back half of the line yet. And what they did was they lined you up in these little rows, and then, they ran down, scanned your stuff, or they scanned you as you were going in. Like I said, it was very efficiently run, but it was logistically impossible that they were going to get that many people through there in under 40 minutes. And of course they didn't, but, Jodie and them agreed to stay and get it done. So by the time they got to me, they were literally, it felt like that scene from Christmas Story in the store. When they go to meet Santa. And so I was in there, and like I said, I was already giddy as a schoolboy because it's like, this is the first modern doctor I've actually met. Plus, it's Jodie, who, as you all know, I've been a big Jodie supporter, this whole past 5 years. And trust me, it took me a couple seconds to realize, holy shit, that's Jodie. I'm not kidding. My brain was on delayed reaction. Now, people have been saying, well, you close your eyes. This is me gritting. See it? I can't see it because I got my glasses of it. It's just my cheekbone structure is such that when I go like that, my eyes look like they're closed. And plus, like I said, I was giddy as a schoolboy, literally. But here's how long it happened for. I walked in, she took one look at my shirt, one look at me, and she goes, "You look good." And I was like, or "You look great," something along that. And I said, "Well, you do too." Then next thing I know, Jodie, normally when I go into these situations, I always ask permission before I put my arm around anybody. It's just me, Well, Jodie was busy as heck, whose book. She was only there for Saturday. She was Saturday only. So otherwise, I think maybe there would have been a bit more interaction there. And next thing I know, Jodie is. I did stoop down a little bit, as you notice on the photo, because she's trying to reach up and around me. And that's why I kind of like the way that turned out. But I was using my cane a bit, as you can tell. My right hand as it's off to the side of it, because I was using my wood cane, because even though I was in my Doc Martens saved me that day, by the way. I hadn't worn them in a long time, and I really, thank goodness I did, I forgot how comfortable those butters are. And don't be too impressed. I bought them on clearance a long time ago. They were discontinuing selling Doc Martens at that store. That was the last pair. They just happened to be a size 14, which I can tolerate. But okay, keep sidetracking because maybe I'm making you linger a little bit longer to get your ad money. Okay. So literally next thing I know, Jodie's got her arm up around me and they're snapping the picture, and then that's it. They're, because they had to get everybody through at that point. They've got Jodie on a limited schedule. I think she was leaving again that evening. Like I said, she was Saturday only. So she was very nice. She was very sweet, but I got to meet her for all of 30 seconds, which is what made it a little bittersweet. But you know what? Mission accomplished. I wish I'd had time to tell her how amazing I thought she was. I wanted to tell her that she's a brilliant doctor and always will be, but there was no time for that because they had another like 100 people behind me and they were already coming up on 1:30. But like I said, I do not blame Jodie Whittaker. I blame the con. They booked in as many people as they could to make as much money off her as they could. And yeah, I didn't even get 60 seconds for her. But she was very, very sweet, very, very kind. You can see it in her face, even in the photo. She's not one of them people where the smile doesn't reach her eyes and she can fake it. Like I said, she was very, very happy to do it. She was very happy to be there, and you could see it in her eyes. I've met a lot of celebrities who are there for your money. And you can tell because the smile doesn't reach their eyes. You can tell that they're faking that smile on their face. With Jodie, no, it was not like that at all. She was very happy to be there. She's very happy to interact with fans. So it was a great time, but like I said, it's done, it's over. Mission accomplished. Yeah, she was still cheerful. She was bouncing all over the place, but you're right. There was at least a few hundred people there, and they thought they were just going to shun them through in 40 minutes. I kind of blame the con on that one. I don't want to badmouth the con, though, because we had a good time there. If I have the money and Galaxy Cons around in that area again, I would love to go again. Because despite the fact it was so busy, everybody was on the ball. Everybody knew what they were doing. Everybody was professional. It wasn't like where they, bent everybody over. And matter of fact, let me give you an example. And this is something they didn't do it. They had chairs lined up inside the rope for the lineup area. So if you started feeling dizzy or you started feeling, you could, they'd hold your place in line. They let you go sit down for a few minutes. They didn't do that they just made you stand there for 3 or 4 hours while they made punitive arrangements to make sure their prepaid customers got what they wanted and screw everybody else. Yes, yeah, Lady G agreed. It was. They were very kind, very professional, on the ball. I didn't walk out a door, and next thing you know, I got some jackass reject from the local police auxiliary telling me about where I couldn't vape. That part I'll never forget. From that was at Cincinnati Comic Expo, where you had to be on public property to vape or smoke. I love it when people try to lecture me on what the law is. I had a guy try to do it not long ago. You have to be 25 feet away from the building with that. And I said, no, I don't. What? I was like, it's the state law. You're breaking the law. And I'm like, there are no laws on the books for the state of Ohio regarding vaping in front of a door or facility. And that's what I calmly told them. Well, yes, there is. I said, no, there is not. I said, you go look it up. I can look it on my phone right now. Matter of fact, I have the page saved. Want to look at it? They hate it when you know what you're talking about. But let's get back to the happy stuff. And of course, we met Sophie and Sylvester the previous week at Chicago TARDIS. It was a little bit, like I said, it took Sophie, of course, a couple of minutes. But once she saw the name on my shirt, she knew who I was. But like I said, I don't blame people if they don't remember me. I'm just not rememberable. I am a face in the crowd. Oh, well. I think I had a Tom Petty moment. Well, I don't care if these big things, you see, I prefer having cons like Chicago TARDIS that have the classic Who stars at them. Because, for one reason, they don't have the classic Who stars here in America because a lot of folks don't know old school Who like we do here in America. The only thing pretty much familiar with is the new series. There are not enough old fogies like myself to justify the cost. Yes, Jodie was very nice and very kind. Like I said, but you see, I look at it this way. Chicago TARDIS always has, the old school Who stars and stuff like that there, as well as, folks, who are working for Big Finish. And I like it that way better because you can have more interaction. Like, Sylvester, he's very kind, but he's also very professional, as Lady G brought up. I don't like approaching people when they're, in a restaurant or something like that because, then I feel like a phony. Plus, they're on their off time. Come on, they just put in a day. Like you'll see Fraser Hines in the pub and stuff like that at Chicago TARDIS. And heck, we went down there the one year, Neve McIntosh was having supper just a couple tables down from us. I remember one time I look up there was Ian McNeese, and what he called off there in one of the dining rooms. Because they have the adjoining. It's just that's why I like Chicago TARDIS. It's more open. It's more friendly. Heck, they had. Oh God, my brain's blanking. It's too easy. It's too early. Pearl Mackie. When she was at Chicago TARDIS, she was all over the place. And like I said, I like it. Well, the thing is, Fez, you have to look at it this way. It wasn't their fault. It was the con, pretty much, somebody got greedy somewhere. I think they underestimated the power of the Jodie. And next thing you know, they've, so it may have been that factor as well. I said, I don't want to talk down on the con because the con was very professional. Yeah. Fez, go to the community page on this site or go to Facebook. The photo's been there for what, over a day now? So yes, I got a photo of it. Oh yeah, Colin Baker. Yeah, he loves Sylvester. Like I said, yeah, very kind fella. I didn't see Sophie out and about this past Chicago TARDIS, but may have been just the hours I keep. Oh, okay. Yes, so now you've seen it. All right. So yeah, it was like I said. That's what I signed up for. Was a photo op. Well, Gallifrey One, yeah, there's also some there as well. You're right. I don't like talking about Galley because I think Galley is a waste of money. It's become nothing more. The reason why I've never gone to Gallifrey One, it's on the other side of the country for me, which means I'd have to shell out airplane fare. Since our country's inability to just simply pay the money and upgrade to a monorail system, which they should have done years ago, because of the fact it would cost $2 or $3 billion to get rid of the existing railway system to accommodate, it's never going to happen here. We don't have bullet trains that go as fast as planes or anything like that, like other countries already do. Yes, USA, I am talking to you. But yeah, Sophie was on a very tight schedule. You're right. So right there, airfare. Then the fact that people are fleeing California right now because of certain things that have happened politically. It has become a no-fly zone. Well, not literally no-fly, but I mean everybody are flying out of there. But the cost of living in California, I mean, is ridiculous. And you're talking about shelling out probably thousands of dollars between the motel room, your tickets, and things along that line. Matter of fact, I know people, and I'll get ready for this. This is what don't make any sense to me. Forgive me, I'm old school. I'm flashing the camera. People from the UK go to Galley One. And I'm like, why? You can go to London Film and Comic-Con. You've got people you're going to go see who are from your own country, and you're shelling out thousands of dollars to fly to the other side of the planet. For what? Bragging rights? Because that's what it's become about, Galley One. It's all about bragging rights now. And I'd rather save the money, have a good time, than go, oh, I've been to Galley. Well, Chicago TARDIS is a fun family. It'll never be as big as Galley. No, it won't be. Exactly. I don't get that. There's cons in the UK that beat the shit out of Gallifrey One. Yet you have people who are flying over the ocean across the other side of the country. Like, we have to go to Galley One. They've performed the secret necromancer ritual and have resurrected all the dead stars. Matter of fact, I heard that William Hartnell and Mary Tam will be doing a comedy bit, at Galley One. Exactly. Yeah, Fez, you got it right. You can go to London. You can go to Waycott. You can go to Wales. It's like, why do you want to go to the other side of the planet? For me, it's literally the other side of the country. Why would I shell out thousands of dollars for a weekend when I can get the same result driving 5 hours to Chicago or driving just an hour and a half, 2 hours to Columbus, and I'll never go to Cincinnati Comic Expo again? That's what I mean. Yeah, you're right, Who's Book. It's bragging rights. That's what it is. That's all it's become about. Just like a certain, individual who turned on the show when their fan production was shut down because they no longer had bragging rights. And we all know who that is. But yeah, we don't have a whole lot of Who cons here in, the US, but like I said, Chicago TARDIS has always been fun. It's always a friendly environment. We did have, of course, the one or two one-off events, and we should have had more. But some folks, once again, saw immediate dollar signs rather than simply doing it for the heart of the matter, doing it for their fellow fans. And they know who they are. But the thing is this. I am a geezer now. I do not like doing GoFundMes and stuff like that. And there's too many people abusing that system now anyway. Oh, yeah. Exactly. I know people that I've known from online who are going to pay thousands of dollars to go to Galley One like it's going to be any different experience at a con they've had in their home country. Folks, it's a simple matter of it's run by Ferengi. They keep claiming this, they keep claiming that, I know, I can't believe it either, Who's Books. I can't believe it either with everything that's going on in the world. Especially with the fact that, things are tanking. Well, plus, like I said, when you live in the UK, chances are you're going to encounter one of the celebrities there. They'll probably give you an autograph for free. Why would you spend, that much money going to the other side of the planet to meet people you can meet in your own country for cheaper? So I could never figure that out, what the deal with Galley One was. When you break it down logistically. Well, folks, I just wanted to tell you, yes, I met Jodie Whittaker. Yeah, right. I don't know if you... Yeah, there's the actual photo. And like I said, she was just like a ray of sunshine in that room. Oh, that's Tim Treloar there. I've heard reports all over the place about... The thing is, I'm not going to go nuts on filming yet until I get some actual, pictures, stuff like that. Plus, if you really want to know what's going on, stay tuned into Doctor Who Production News on Twitter. Because chances are, if something's going on Doctor Who related, that they're on top of it. And this, of course, this is from Chicago TARDIS. You see, notice that in right there. See that? For some reason, when I smile, it looks like my eyes are closed. It looks like I blinked. And it drives me insane. And Sylvester and my wife, having a good old time with her. And like I said, Sophie, always very kind. No, I didn't blink. Well, here, let me show you. This is what happens. See what's happening there? Because of my immense cyborg Neanderthal cheekbones, whenever I'm trying to keep my eyes open now, and I look like an Asian bookkeeper. No disrespect to the Chinese or Japanese or Korean or whoever in our audience. I'm just saying, it's just whenever I smile or I grin, I don't like to actually smile because I got the Eve Miles gap in my tooth there, and I really wish I'd had that taken care of a long time ago, but I didn't. Yeah, Sophie and Sylvester were in costume for those. That was from Chicago TARDIS. Yeah, my left eye was about to try to close with Jodie, but like I said, it did no good to hold it open because, as you can see, it's like, for some reason, whenever I grin or I smile, like sometimes I can get away with a small like this. But when I was in that room with Whittaker, when I was in that room with Sophie Aldred and Sylvester McCoy, I was like, damn, I am freaking happy. So yeah, I was afraid that was going to happen because every now and then I get a twitch on the left eye, and it's been going down quite a bit recently. So, it's not been as bad. Sometimes I'm going entire days without this eye acting up again. So hopefully it's because of, change in diet. I don't know. Yeah, I've got to get going myself because I'm going to go heat myself up some breakfast. Because as you can tell, I'm taking the day off. I'm surprised I didn't fall asleep halfway through this because I said I went to bed a little bit later than normal, but I woke up quite a few times during the night. I don't know what it was. So I'm going to get me a little bit of maybe some English muffins and yes, they are the way you call it carb-free ones or whatever. Wife has been keeping me on the straight and narrow. So take care, everyone. Have a good morning. Enjoy the rest of your day. Yes, I did meet Jodie Whittaker, and yes, parts of me are still tingly. I mean, my heart is still tingling, you filthy little... Even though it was like for a whopping 30 seconds to a minute, it was still just... I still can't believe it actually happened. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you all later on. Hopefully we'll be in the parking lot tomorrow. And, like I said, be kind, be calm, be safe. Take care of yourselves out there. And anyone else you can get a hand on. See you all in the future, Erwin. Yeah, let's see. Where's the button? Push the button, Frank. Okay.